100 years ago, my great-grandfather bought a junkyard in Indiana. And ever since then, my family has been bringing things back to life. When somebody else has given up on it, when nobody thinks it will run, when it's been sitting for 10 or 15 or 20 years, and I get to turn that key and hear it fire up for the first time, I love it. It's in my family. It's in my blood. For 100 years, we've been firing them up.
Well, I got this thing back at home now and started kind of poking around to see what's wrong, what we need to do just to get it started. That's kind of my big goal, is get it started, see if it runs, see what it sounds like before I do any of the more major work on it. The good thing is the engine is still all together, so I think it'll run, but we got some things we need to attend to first. As you can see, all the wiring is just kind of laying here. We also know Timmy said that it had a broken rocker arm stud, so we need to figure out which one, what we're going to do about that. The carburetor and everything is still bolted on and in place. The distributor isn't loose. They didn't take that out recently, at least. So that's good. A lot of times when you get these cars and they've been sitting, somebody took half of it apart and then stopped, and then you've got to figure out where all the pieces are. But at least all the pieces are still here. I did notice on the other side, the fuel pump is just hooked to a long hose that is not hooked to either tank, so I think they were just trying to start it. And then if you see here, we got an extra coil laying here. Looks like it sat for a long time, and then they decided they wanted to get it started, and I don't think they figured that out. So we'll work through this stuff. I think it'll start. These old engines, man, they come back to life pretty easy a lot of times. So let's have an adventure. Let's see if we can get this thing started. It hasn't been run, well, at least the last plate on it is from 1997, and this is 2019. So yeah, that's a long time, but it'll run. I have faith. And I have a good feeling about this engine. I think it's gonna run pretty easy once we sort out some of this crazy stuff that's going on. Like I said, it's together, and I actually don't think it has many miles on the engine itself. I think he put it together and then you know, broke the stud and then just kind of parked it and stopped using it. So I have faith in this engine. And here we go. Here's the culprit right there. We got one broken one, and the rocker is removed, push rod is removed. He actually told me all that stuff had been done. He said that they broke it, and then to avoid any more damage, that they had pulled the rocker and the push rod out of it. But the rest doesn't look terrible. So we'll see what we can do. Replace that one. I want to change all these out for roller rockers at some point probably, but for right now I just want to get it started and then go from there. So we'll see if we can get that stud out. Looks like they've already been changed. I think that those are screw-in studs, not the press-in ones. So we'll see if we can get that out, and if we can get it out, we can get a new stud, a new rocker arm, a new push rod, put that all back together, get some fuel to this thing. I actually got the rebuild kit for the carb. This is the carb that I'm most familiar with. I know a lot of people are one way or the other. They like these Edelbrock Carter carbs, or they like Holley's. Everything I've ever had has had an Edelbrock come on it, so I learned how to rebuild these first and have never really worked on Holley's. So this is the one I know. This is the one I love by default, and I've got the kit for it. So we're going to rebuild that one, clean it up some, get this in, you know, hook some fuel up out of a can up here. I want to see if it runs. I think it's going to run pretty well. He had told me that they've used these 289 heads on the 302, I think to raise compression on it. He was building race cars at the time, so he knows more than I do about these small blocks. But, you know, full-length headers, that's always a good indication that they were trying to go fast, and I like that. So now I'm going after this culprit right here. We got this broken rocker arm stud, and I'm going to see if I can remove it. I got this tool. Actually, this tool might be way too big. It's just a stud extractor. It's kind of cool. You can change directions on it. We want it to go that way. I don't have a ton of confidence in this, but people online said they love it, so we'll see. If I can get it to tighten up enough. Wow, that actually was is really easy. So my confidence does not determine the quality of a tool, because I would have bet money that that thing would have sucked, but it turned it very easily. That's why I'm not a tool maker. It basically just works like a pipe wrench, where the harder you turn, the tighter it gets, and then it just won't go anymore. Thing's pretty awesome. That is well worth the $20 I spent on Amazon. So if you need a stud extractor, I'll only get the wrapper back out of the garbage. It's a gear wrench. I got it on Amazon, 20 bucks or something like that, maybe 25. But worked like a dream. I had very little confidence, but the reviews were great. So always go off the reviews, not off what I think of a tool, but this thing works sweet. Not loose enough by hand yet. Hey, get out of the way. Get out of there. Ugh, still not loose enough. Ugh. Keep thinking I'm stronger than I am. Use the tool. Use the tool, not your muscles. The last time I worked on a Ford small block, it was when I pulled the 6-cylinder out of my 1969 Mustang and swapped in a 351 Windsor out of a 1978 LTD. But on that one, I didn't do any work on it. I just pulled the thing out, figured out how to hook it all up, hooked it up, put some big headers on it, no exhaust, drove it around the neighborhood, got some very angry looks. Round and round, round and round we go. When it will come out, nobody knows. Oh, here it comes. There you go. No problem. No problem. Now we just got to get a new one of these. Actually did a pretty good job, nice and clean. Get a new screw and stud. Get a new push rod. Clean this up somewhat, and we'll start turning this baby over. It's gonna run. It's gonna run pretty soon, I think. Now I'm getting excited. We got this one out, and it's gonna run. I have faith. This thing is gonna run, and it's gonna run sweet. I bet it doesn't have very many miles on it, just from the way that it looks. I think he put it together, drove it a little bit, kind of as a toy, and then I think he probably broke it and parked it. And like I said, I've been asking about this thing for 15 years. The last tags and plates on it are from 1997. So, yeah, when I was 14 was the last time this thing was driving, maybe driving, at least plated in Florida, but it came from Texas before that, so it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to hear this thing run. Actually, I can't wait to drive it. I love driving junk. When I first drove my 55 Ford, I got so excited about driving it. It actually didn't have any brakes yet, which is another story for another time. But that's my favorite part, getting them back together, getting them running, and then that first drive. So it's gonna be fun. Here we go.